and new ways of deploying them. Coander's simple idea was about to have its day. Nazi technology chief Werner von Braun led the development of new weapons from his top-secret headquarters in Peenemünde in Germany. Here, he developed state-of-the-art weapons of terror like the V-2 rocket.
This was really the central location from which all projects were run for quite a long time.
What few people knew was that 260 miles away in Prague, the Nazis had an even more secret research establishment and were working on a fantastic new flying craft.
There were as many as 15 prototypes that they built, tested, discarded, and went on to the next one.
And the firm at the heart of these frightening new developments?
Skoda. The SS was using, and the Air Force were using Skoda to manufacture aircraft of all sorts.
But by 1944, things were going badly wrong for Hitler. He needed to reassure his allies, chief amongst them Italian dictator Benito Mussolini. Hitler told Mussolini he had spectacular new aircraft that could change the course of the war. He called them his Wunderweapons. In July 1944, Hitler invited Mussolini to Germany with his chief advisor on weapons technology, Luigi Remersa. Later, Remersa was taken to the top-secret Skoda base where the new aircraft was being developed. Today, Luigi Remersa is 84 and living in Italy. He has agreed to describe what he saw that day.
La vedi? Per me sembrava un mostro marino, tutto circolare con questa parte centrale che era la cabina.
Luigi Remersa had seen the world's first production flying saucer, and it was a Skoda.
E qui, nella cupola centrale c'era l'equipaggio che era costituito allora soltanto da Scherider.
This is one of the men who actually helped create that flying saucer. His name, Andreas Epp. Epp had invented a disc-shaped flying gunnery target and sent the prototype to the Luftwaffe High Command, suggesting it could be adapted for manned flight. In an interview recorded before his death in 1997 and never broadcast until now, Epp described how he began to suspect his designs had been stolen.
Ich habe nur später dann immer wieder feststellen können oder durch Erfahrungen, die ich durch andere Leute sammelte, die da gewesen wären und mitgearbeitet hätten in Prag.
Furious over being sidelined, Epp drove to the Prague test ground to find out what was going on.
Eine Leica A. Und plötzlich habe ich dann so eine Flugscheibe gesehen, Testflüge, aber das waren Probeflüge, die man gemacht hat. Und ich sah so etwas ankommen und das waren keine Tragflächen, gar nichts. Ich habe den genommen und dann weiter transportiert. Nochmal, da war sie aber schon über mir. Habe ich dann das Foto gemacht. So schnell war das und habe gesehen, dass es ein Flugkreisel war, eine Flugscheibe.
Epp was devastated by what he felt was the theft of his saucer. Epp would get his own back later, but in the meantime, the Germans had a flying saucer.
It actually flew and flew pretty well.
This is what the German saucer looked like. It was based on the flying saucer principle, the effect discovered by Henry Coander, whereby the ship created an area of low pressure above it and literally sucked itself into the air. But it combined this with other new technologies, such as the helicopter and the jet engine. It was fast, versatile, and could potentially carry a heavy payload of bombs underneath. But perhaps most important in a country which had lost so many runways to Allied bombing, it could take off vertically.
These saucers worked in one sense almost like a helicopter in that they had rotating vanes. The vanes would rotate underneath the saucer and were powered by a jet, the same jet that moved the saucer forward, would be directed up to spinning these vanes to give it lift.
Sarebbero stati adibiti a bombardieri se se ne fossero stati costruiti un certo numero. tutte le macchine che venivano costruite in quel momento erano macchine.
According to Mercer, an increasingly desperate and deluded Hitler plotted to use his secret new weapons in a devastating attack on New York.
Che durante un discorso Hitler avesse detto: Dio mi perdoni gli ultimi 5 minuti di guerra.
It never happened, of course. The Russians were advancing on Prague, and while the German rearguard fought desperately on the streets, the scientists in the Skoda plant tried to destroy the evidence of their research.
Il campo venne distrutto con cariche di dinamite e la trottola saltò in aria con il resto del materiale.
They pushed the saucers from their hangars onto the tarmac, put explosive charges in, and blew them up and let them burn right there on the tarmac in front of everyone.
They destroyed the saucers themselves, but the Nazi scientists who built them had survived, and the victorious Allies turned on each other in a fight to get them. So who would win the race for the secrets of the saucermen?
If there's no sign of a struggle, nobody's seen or heard anything, there's no suspect.